Alright, yeah, how's it going, guys? And welcome back on into some more Magic Arena. So, we are back once again with our mono-white prison deck. We are 1-0 currently in the competitive constructed league, so let's go back in and see if we can go 2-0. Okay, we're in, and Sand seems fine. It's not got too much against control. We can name like disallow with Gideon's intervention, and then we can't get counterspelled, most likely anyway, if we think that's the counterspell of choice. One upside of them giving us 15 cards from Kaladesh is that they gave us a full play set of disallow, so it's usually the counterspell to name, whereas it was usually a mix between Wizard's Retort and Cancel. I think we can cape this, though. Let's go. It's not too powerful, but it has some early game removal. Ooh. Well, this is likely to not be too effective. We'll just go land and pass. Might be up against blue-white control. If we are, then Gideon's intervention, if it resolves, we can name one of their counter spells. And then we're all good and gravy. All gravy, baby. Ooh, blue-black. Can name Scarab God. Probably won't want to, though. Elixirlon's binding that before anything like that. Let's just go with the compass, see if they want to negate it. Ooh, resolves immediately. Okay. That's interesting. Well, we can go land drop, pull a land with the compass on his turn. Expect to see Champion of Wits. No, Doomfall me. Ooh. Okay, goodbye Gideon's intervention then. Have a little read of that card. I bet he hasn't seen that one in a while. If at all. Yep, there it goes. That's less than ideal. Well, we can go Gideon of the Trials and we can zero him. Nothing to +1 him on, and there's nothing that he can do really that changes, that makes his loyalty matter, I don't think. It's going to be like black Vraska's Contempt, and then that's probably the way to deal with Gideon here. So there's his Swamp. Ooh, Gideon's intervention. So we could name Vraska's Contempt to keep Gideon alive. Or we could just name Disallow. We don't know if Disallow exists in his deck. It's an easy assumption to make, I think, if he's blue-black control, but you never know. Yeah, I might actually... I'm gonna hedge my bets that he is actually running... That he is running Disallow. And we're gonna try and... No, bait out the removal there was my hope, but... Instead, we're gonna name Disallow. So now that counterspell can't be cast. Hopefully that's the kind of control he's playing. Because he'd be playing a playset if he is, so... Got the Fumigate online now, which is okay, I suppose. Can deal with Scarab God tokens, if that becomes a thing. I'm just going to keep getting in. He didn't kill Gideon last turn, so... Safe to assume that he won't do it this turn either. Take him to 12, pass the turn, end step will compass. See what we can do there. We could actually Field of Ruin a Catacomb if we wanted to. Wouldn't really change much, unfortunately. Okay, Scarab God is down. So here's hoping we get an Ixalan's Binding off the top. Pulling with compass is going to increase those odds. Fumigate instead. Okay. So we could Fumigate game 1 live, swinging with Gideon, take him to 8, and then he'll recast it. We'll do pretty much the same thing again. He hasn't got any creatures to target. We certainly don't run any, so... We only run Lyras, and that's about it, really. I'm just wondering whether it's... Yeah, I suppose it's extra pressure, really. Should probably do it. Kill the Scarab God. He'll be back on his next turn, but we get to swing him for 4.
Let's do this one-on-one.
Put him in a bad spot. Gonna have a bad time. Tap land, Scarab God. So we could... We're actually going to flip our compass here. We could wipe again, take him to 4. And then all we have to do is find a way to tap him out of his Scarab God and we get to swing for lethal. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? I guess he's got nothing else to target, so this Fumigate's not really going to hit much else. Can't negate this, so... Let's do it. Keep that pressure going. Yeah, that resolves. I don't know why you're asking me.
You'll have to get through me.
Magic's been weird recently. Asking me random things like that. You want this trigger to resolve? Yeah, sure, why not? Okay. Compass flips into Maze of Ith. Says if a creature attacks, we untap it and remove it from combat. So is he, Oh, he must have the removal for Gideon now. He must have top-decked it. Sorry about the construction outside, guys. I'll try and close my window between matches. Alright, well... See Vraska's Contempt. There it is. Yeah.
Let's do this one-on-one.
Alright, pass the turn. He's up to 6 now, so he can take 2 of any kind of beats that we've got on offer for him. Plays his Scarab God. We draw more lands, okay. Well, if he attacks him with his Scarab God, which I assume he probably will, we get to seal it away. Which is another win con of his down the drain. Imagine he's only running maybe 2 of them. So he's going to need something like a negate main board, which would be very odd in best of 3. Looking at my intervention. Thinking to himself, why can't I cancel things? Ooh, he passes. Interesting. And we get a Lyra Dawnbringer. I guess we might as well play that. Yeah. His removal options are mostly exile, I would imagine. He's got like cast down, but that won't hit Lyra. Moment of Craving, he might be mainboarding. I'm not sure what else, to be honest. Torrential Gearhulk for Vraska's Contempt. Ouch. He's starting to pick up the pace now. Yeah. That gives him a Scarab God option as well. Fair enough. Up to 8. Does he swing? He's afraid to settle the wreckage, I guess. Okay. No targets for Scarab God. Has 10 points of damage on board, ready to go. It's technically 5 though, because of our spires. Goes for attacks. Yeah, if you want to get any damage in, you've got to attack with 2 creatures. I'm going to probably just seal this away anyway. And if it fails, I'll just spires it back. I don't know why he's making this attack. He looked at my spires and realised I could untap it anytime I wanted. I'm going to seal it away though. Chooses to cast it down instead. Sure. Seems reasonable. Seal away fizzles. And he can end step Torrential if he wants. Oops. And I don't know. Get something back. You can only do instants though, right? Yeah. So you can get opt or cast down, both of which are not that great. Hey, seal away. Alright, we'll pass. It's Field of Ruin at this point. It's probably just going to be staying for Azcanta, the Sunken Ruin. Speak of the devil, and he shall arrive. I did play against Blue-Black Control yesterday. Kind of started naming things off left, right, and centre, and he actually refused to scoop, and I decked him because I'd named Gear Hulk, Scarab God, Approach of the Second Sun. It was like Esper Control. Disallows. Basically shut down all his counter spells and all of his win conditions, and he just has canted himself into oblivion. Pull from Tomorrow X4, sure. Probably going to dump a creature for Scarab God, I would imagine. Golden Demise, fair enough. Also a dead card. He's at 6 at the moment. So he needs to dump that to flip. And he gets 1 trigger off of it because I'm about to wipe it off the map here. Goodbye, Azcanta. Thins us out as well so we can stop drawing lands. It's weird, this deck, because it's one of the few decks where if I start flooding out, it's not usually the worst thing in the world because we've stopped them from doing 9 different things, so like giving them an extra turn, quite a fair... oh, negate. Quite a fair bit of the time actually doesn't do it too much. God damn. Construction. Alright, so he's got the negate for the seal away. We might as well bait it out of him though, because I am going to need to resolve like Gideon's interventions and Ixalan's bindings and things like that, so negate is a speed bump in that one. But, I mean, if I do play a Gideon's intervention, return it to my hand. Okay. Is he going to Oblivion me to make me discard it? So he must be running Disallows then. That's basically a dead giveaway that he's got one in hand. Goes to combat. Attacks. No attacks. Okay. My turn. Okay. So he negates the Gideon's intervention that he knows about, and then he's still got Disallow open. I think we still got to go for it though. So he negates this. Yep. Then we go for the binding on the Scarab God, which he'll disallow. And then we have the seal away for the Scarab God. Yeah. I believe he's running Consigned to Oblivion. DL. Alright. Do your thing. We might actually lose this one at this point now. We've stopped his card advantage by killing Azcanta, but he's a field of ruin away from stopping us from doing anything either. No attacks. So afraid to attack us. It's so good. Oblivion. Sure. Goodbye, seal away. You weren't that much use to me. Okay. We'll hold this in hand as something that might be important. So we might get a Doomfall out of him or something like that. Okay, swings for 5, we'll Spires it. Easy enough, take no damage. Gideon's Reproach, okay, pass the turn. Now we're in Durdle mode, which is not where we want to be. It's really not. Don't make me spires, you Scarab God, again without reason. Okay. Ooh, sell the wreckage. Okay. We'll make a land drop now. Although maybe we should have held it in hand just in case he had the Consign to Oblivion. We could have kept our most important card. I suppose there is an argument for that. Liliana, I was wondering when you'd show. Start to fill his graveyard.
For the smell. I've been recruiting.
She farted, actually.
The dead are loyal.
Call it what you want, Lily. Let's have a look. Essence, Scatter, and Search. Okay. This looks like a best of one deck, really. That's just so happens to have a sideboard. It's very odd. Is he passing? He is. Okay. Keep passing. Yeah, really whiffing, and that's probably going to cost us, unfortunately. Yeah. Now we're taking damage. Without Gideon on board, that's going to kill us. You can start hitting us for 2. Or at least he thinks he can anyway. We're going to spy as the Scarab God and then reproach the tokens, but we can't do that forever, unfortunately. Some more board wipes and card draw. It's 24 cards now to our 34. Might be able to mill him. That might be where we're going. Passes again. Okay. Binding. Might as well go for it, haven't we? I'm sure he's stocked up on disallows, though, because we prevented him from casting them for God knows how long. I think we take out the Liliana of the Scarab God. I can keep Scarab God in check with Spires. Liliana's filling his graveyard for the Scarab God. And then the zombie tokens are also a big problem, so... yeah, okay. Disallows, sure. We'll pass. Hold up and settle the wreckage. She'll thin his deck and get him closer to the mill victory we so desperately need. Oh boy. Okay, so we take 2 more now because he's got 2 zombies. Liliana can destroy all non-zombies whenever she wants, which is largely irrelevant.
I am in control.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, mills a disallow. So that's 3 of his 4 disallows now. So, ooh. Fair enough. Okay, goodbye, settle the wreckage. We're going to use these reproaches on the zombie tokens just to keep them in check, because it's also a life loss from the Scarab God as well, so something to be aware of. He swings. Okay, so we'll take nothing. Well, as it currently stands. Unless he's got the 4th disallow. She'll get eventually. It's 21 cards to find it. Kill you. You never know, we might get a counter out of him and then it'll pave the way for something else. A Gideon, perhaps. I don't think Gideon's good enough anymore. I think we need something like a Gideon's Intervention instead. I honestly don't know what our win condition is here other than the mill victory, but I don't know if we'll get there with Liliana doing her thing. Okay, so I could prevent the damage of the Scarab God, or I could prevent him from casting something. What do I want to prevent him from casting? There's only 1 disallow left, so I don't care for that. Doomfalls don't seem that important anymore, because I'll only have 1 card in hand. Search for us Canter gets us closer to milling. Torrential Gear Hulk, maybe? We could name that. He does have Scarab God in response, though, actually, to Gear Hulk or Disallow. So this actually probably won't resolve, now that I think about it, but still got to go for it. If he lets it resolve and doesn't think about it, then we're in a good spot. Oh, there it is. Makes a Gear Hulk. Gets the disallow. Oh, he goes for the negate instead. Fair enough. Suppose it's the better counterspell to use, just in case you've got more flashback. Okay, we're in trouble now. We've used, let's see, 2 of our reproaches, which is all of them. We've got 4 sealaways in the deck, and then we've got 1 on board, 1 in the graveyard. 2 fumigates main board, I think, and
Another minion never hurt.
yeah, we're running out of fuel real quick here. Taking 6. I think this is over. The mill victory is not going to come. Sideboard options, we do have a few though. We've got Spyglass to take care of Liliana and even Scarab God to a certain extent. I'm just going to scoop it up now and go to sideboard. We're on the play as well, which does mean that we could maybe stick a intervention underneath our opponent. Okay, so we could Crook a Condemnation to take out cards for the Scarab God. We've got Settle the Wreckages. Should be okay. We definitely want to bring in Spyglass. Reproaches, I'm going to go down. Compasses were very nice there. Treasure Maps, card advantage. Gideon. Yeah, you're fine enough. Interventions are good. Bindings are good. Settle the Wreckage. Yeah, sure. Probably want to go down Fumigates for settles, actually. Maybe. Go down 1 for 1 settle. I don't know if Lyra's actually going to get us there with his Vraska's Contempts in play. Is it worthwhile to bring in the Crook just for Scarab God? I suppose it is for Liliana as well. Bring that in. Go down 1 Lyra. And I guess we go up the Lyra, go down the Helm of the Host. Get rid of that little Mimi combo. Try go for something more serious. Yeah, seems fine. No artifacts or enchantments to hit for 4 mana. No creatures worth tapping down. Solemnity doesn't do anything. Yep, cool. Good to go. Let me just go get that window, guys. Okay. It's not really a blue-black control hand, this one, so I'm going to mulligan it. I want control cards. Gideon's Intervention and Lyra's better, I suppose, than the land we need for it. Let's go land and go. We've got Scavenger Grounds as well, so we can hit the graveyard for Liliana's and Scarab God issues. He's opting. Don't know if I agree with opt in this particular list, but to each his own. Play land and go. Might as well hold the Scavenger Grounds in hand. No reason to play it out into a Field of Ruin when it might be useful later down the line. Sorcerer's Spyglass. Okay, we'll play that out. Played it into a negate most likely, but we get to see what he's working with if it resolves. Name Liliana. Yeah, okay. That's 1 negate down. Let's see if he plays anything down. We didn't see any Champion of Wits. Oh, for God's sake. Yay, Doomfall. Takes our way of stopping him from casting spells. We'll play our land, say go. Got the binding for something he plays here, but I don't think there's any 4-drops worth binding. We need to hit a land so we can Lyra, I suppose. Is that worth binding? Maybe. Hey, Gideon. I'm gonna Gideon. Just while he's tapped out. And
prove myself worthy.
0 Gideon.
Save yourself and give up now.
Gonna die to a Vraska's content, but if it does, then we might be able to resolve a Lyra or something like that. Crook of Condemnation. Well, that can keep the Search for Escanter in check. I'm gonna go Creature mode with Gideon.
You'll have to get through me first.
And start swinging. Okay, play the Crook. And start eating cards out of his graveyard. One at a time. Favour creatures, then instants. It resolves. Okay. So after his Search for Escanter trigger, we'll pick something apart. So he did have the Vraska's Contempt. Cleverly, he chose to take the 4, which ended up being 2 in the long run, just so that he could see what we'd play afterwards. Okay. Let's let him draw. We'll then step it. If he goes for anything in his graveyard, we can do it in response. Right, let's, no, do that one. Let's hit the Vraska's Contempt. Nah, the negate. Pay the 1. Eat that. Turns off his Gear Hulks as well. It's very nice. Alright, disallow time. We've got the backup Lyra anyway, so it's fine. Still running Essence Scatters. Wow. Don't know if I would. I only showed you Lyra last game. You can use disallows for that. Taps and then taps out. Interesting. Okay. Lyra number 2. Doubt it resolves, but we got to get those removal spells out, haven't we? Oh, I also have to Crook on my turn so that it doesn't... He's actually going to be able to flip it if he wants to anyway by knocking the top card out. We could exile all cards. Just don't know how much I care. I guess I really do care. It's going to hit 5 Gear Hulk targets and slow down his search. Yeah. Let's exile all cards. We've got the Scavenger Grounds back for later as well. Keep it in check. If he plays down a Liliana to refill it, then we go Binding, because he's tapped out. Land to the yard. And passes. We get a land. I'm going to bind the Searcher, I think. We get to hold up Graveyard. Exile as well. Maybe see a negate out of him here. It's really not that important that I get this, to be honest, so getting a counter is also a win by me. Yep, cool. That's a win. It's actually kind of better than hitting the search in a way. Because I can name other things. Later down the line. Okay. He's 4 cards in hand, which is not nice. Scarab God. Good old Scrub God. We got to seal away. See if we can resolve that. Is it 2 cards in his yard? No creatures. We don't have Lyras in ours, actually. We exiled them. Ha 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 ha. See if he goes to the attack. He does. You have the negate. Or do you lose your Scrub God? Of course you have the negate. Okay. Oh my god, please. Remember what I said earlier about drawing lands? It's not that bad, because you always have something to prison them out. We have nothing, so it's really bad. It's at 4 at the moment. Got to make sure that doesn't go anywhere near 7. Or have any Scarab God targets. So we take another 5. 2-turn clock, unfortunately. You can just keep beating us like this and holding up counter spells if we don't find anything. Settle is an answer, I suppose, if he doesn't have one. 5 now. I have to pull the trigger on this Scavenger Grounds eventually. And keeping in his Bontu's Last Reckoning. Riverwinder. Okay. Goes to attacks. We're going to settle this Scarab God even if he gets the Riverwinder out. I don't mind. Actually, we can Scavenger Grounds in response, can't we? Yep, the exile's not part of the cost, so in response to his tap out for the Scarab God, we can... Oh my god, please. Please. I'm having so much fun. We're dead unless we find an answer here and it resolves. It's not really an answer now, is it, Khan? So, Khan Daddy. Minus is to make a token for blocking. We're going to have to crack our Scavenger Grounds because he's about to flip his search. And we'll get that Riverwinder out as well. So it buys us maybe a turn unless he's got removal here. If he has the Vraska's Contempt, he just wins. Which is really unfortunate. Scrub God to the yard. Field of Ruin to take care of future Mazes of Ith. So that's not an option anymore. Treasure Map's not an option. Take it though, it might draw us into something else. Because we get to minus Khan. Unless he's got Vraska's Contempt right here. Which he does. That's going to be game. Yeah, I should have left off with the Khan there. Let's see what we would have drawn. Yeah, in response then he could have done something, but that sucks. That was a misplay. But we were dead anyway. We were drawing a Gideon and it wasn't going to do much really, was it? Let's be honest with ourselves. He's got all of the answers, you know. Alright, hits us for 5 and we are dead. We're going 1 and 1. Yup. Well, that's going to do it for today's episode, guys. I'm going to have to leave it off there because closing my windows has turned my room into a furnace. So I'm going to have to take a break from this particular league to go have other fun. Why do you lose, like, an entire rank for losing? I don't get this ranking system. I just lost a full rank. Why? Why? What's the point in a rank if winning a game gets you a full rank and losing it loses you one? There's like 6 ranks at that point. Ridiculous. Anyway, like and subscribe, hit that little bell icon. I'm gonna go stop sweating somewhere else. I will see you all next time. Bye bye.